Hi everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brandon, and welcome to another Abyssal Mythic Hero Battle Clear. Today we are taking down the lonely gentle dragon Veyle, so that we can earn the Gold Academy Cap. It seems Professor Byleth has dropped this. And, yeah, this map, it's not too bad, but it was very annoying. I'm doing this a bit later than I usually do these Abyssal clears, just because this one was annoying. It wasn't hard, it was just really annoying, and it made me not want to do it. But we do have a solution, and we're going to be able to take down this dragon, put her in timeout, and get our team another victory. So real quick, let's go over our units. Decided to give our dear professor a bit of a day off, and so instead we have some other units here to demonstrate the power of their sibling bond. Our dear big brother Xander, who is running a very odd build. It's a hybrid tank and offense setup. He's got solo skills to let him be off on his own and tank better, buffing up his res. Also Rouse Def Res helps buff up his defenses as well. And then Lull Attack Def, of course, does neutralize enemy bonuses while also giving him a bit more cushion. But then he's also got Gale Force, which seems downright bizarre, but I promise it actually works here. And then he is joined by Big Sis Camilla, who is running a more support-oriented set, but she does still have Sturdy Impact to dish out some damage, but mostly she's here to support with her axe and her attack speed, rain, and drive attack. She also has Gale Force, but I don't think it actually matters on this map, mostly because Veyle's skill will turn off her attacks. My original plan was to try and slam into Veyle and give her a second attack with Gale Force, but I forgot her skill just turns that off, so no luck, unfortunately. Next up, we have Forrest, who is here mostly just because I wanted to show off the new skills he got from Halloween Flame. And yeah, he is very helpful. He's running something very similar to his old build, but just a little bit improved with Dazzle Far Trace, allowing him to do the hit and run strats with Kanto and also turn off enemy counterattacks, which enables him to have room for Wrathful Staff on his weapon as well. Very nice. Pain Plus and Savage Blow, the tried and true combo. And then he is running Attack Res Unity, which gives him a little bit of extra bulk to take a hit in a pinch. And then Brazen Attack Speed, once he does take that damage, it lets him turn around and start doing a bit more damage, which is very helpful. The speed especially helps him get some doubles off that he needs, so overall very helpful. Funny enough, Holy Pressure is not that useful here, mostly just because it triggers a bit too late to be super useful, and the one unit that I would really want to lock down with it unfortunately has charge movement, so that overwrites the Holy Pressure gravity effect, which is a little unfortunate, but it's still a great skill and I'm sure we'll have use for it in the future, and it is still giving him a bit of extra damage, which is helpful for clearing out some of these enemies. Finally is another lost sibling, the lost dragon child Nils. His dear sister is not around, but he will still help us take out Veyle. And he is here mostly for his play support, but he does still help with combat with Surprise Breath. It is very easy to forget that he's actually got very good stats for a dancer, so he can take out some key threats and wall off some enemies, which is very helpful, especially when he's got a massive HP pool, and that's backed up by Forrest healing him. So taking hits isn't too difficult for him, even with unfavorable color matchups. And Stall Ploy would have been nice to use in conjunction with Forrest's gravity effect to lock enemies down, but unfortunately, Abyssal maps just have so many units that have HP inflated over the already massive point that he reaches of 65. So he actually doesn't hit most of these units with Stall Ploy, and the one that he does want to hit has 99 HP already, so it's just not going to happen, unfortunately. So it's not as helpful as it would look, but Funny enough, Sudden Panic does actually help because it can affect enemies who have already done some combat, so that is actually useful, but Stall Ploy just not as good, unfortunately. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and move out. Angel Army, it's time to be babysitters. Yeah, Veyle wants to make friends with the other heroes, but she's worried she'll scare them. I don't know, man. I think if you're trying to make friends, sending all these reinforcements at them, probably not the way to do it. Alright, so to start things off, we're going to actually split up our units. Xander and Camilla are going to take the left, and Nils and Forrest are going to take the right. Gotta split our group up, just like Veyle split up from her family. Oof. Alright, so again, Nils is a combat dancer. He can do damage, so we're going to send him up to take out the Lance Fighter. We have to remember, it's very easy to forget that he actually is very good at combat, thanks to his modern gen BST that keeps up with a lot of these units. So he's going to take down the Lance Fighter, no issue. Takes a little bit of chip damage, which we'll go ahead and heal off with Return, and then move Forrest back. And we're going to send Xander up to do some damage to this Green Mage, also work at charging our Gale Force up, and we're going to move Camilla up to support him for next turn. Red Mage attacks into Nils. And see, even with the color disadvantage, they didn't do a whole lot. They took over half as much damage as they did to us, which is really funny. Nils is pretty bulky. Also, a thing I want to note is Brazen on Forrest is important to manipulate this Sword Fighter. If we don't have Brazen, this Sword Fighter actually moves downward instead. I tried using Attack Speed Push to buff his speed right away, but it caused them to move down instead of over to the right. And we need them to not rush Xander immediately. So having our speed trigger later on thanks to Brazen is important. That's why he needed that skill. And we're going to have Xander attack the Axe Knight instead of finishing off the Green Mage, which is the more obvious solution. But we want the Axe Knight to get some chip damage for later, and also it counterattacks, which finishes charging up our Gale Force, so we can instead have Xander do that chip damage and then retreat and pull Camilla out to safety, and then she's just going to move over so that she is separated so that he can get his solo and his rouse, but is still nearby to provide her support. And now we're going to have Nils move in and finish off the Lance Cav. There we go. And we're going to heal him up again. And we're just going to move Forrest over to this way so that the Red Mage will not be able to retreat with Escape Route. If we leave him where he is, then he will attack Forrest and then pull back. We don't want that. So we're going to move him over here so that he can't move too far back. So he's going to attack us, and our attack res unity is going to help reduce some of that damage, give us that res boost, and we'll do some damage back. We're still going to take that damage though and trigger our Brazen, which will be helpful going forward. And we did do some decent damage back thanks to the Pain Staff. The Axe Fighter attacks into Xander, charges up their special, which is unfortunate, but we'll deal with that later. And the Green Mage attacks into Xander, doesn't do much. That Green Mage is actually one of the most troublesome units on this map. I would say the most troublesome was that Green Mage, who will pretty much shred anything that isn't red, and then this Axe Knight. The rest aren't too bad to deal with. But now we're going to have Forrest go ahead and attack the Sword Dragon. Hit him with the Holy Pressure to get that extra bit of damage, which will allow Pain to chip down for the rest and drop him down to 1, so that now Camilla can actually finish him off. We'll go ahead and do that. Down you go. And now we're going to send Xander in to finish off the Axe Dragon. Hit. And take no damage on counter and finish off with the double. Always really funny when Xander's doubling things thanks to things like Camilla's support. And now he's going to rush back over to wall off the Axe Fighter, but we don't actually want to attack into them. The special will do a lot of damage to us, and then they'll be able to finish us off next turn. So instead we just want to sit here and wall them off. And now we need to get rid of this red mage before they finish off Forest. And we could play for Forest and then have him attack, but because Nils would be over here in this square, Forest wouldn't be able to actually attack, so we'd have to move up and attack this way, and then he would die to the Axe Knight and Sword Knight, so that's no good. Instead, we're going to ignore our play, and we're going to have Nils do the job instead. So Nils is just going to finish off the red mage, no problem. Again, that combat on Nils is just super valuable. Gone are the days of frail dancers who can't do anything. Axe Fighter attacks into Xander, and again, he manages to wall off, but does take a significant amount of damage. And the Bow Fighter is going to hit us with Deadeye, but we're going to barely survive and finish off on counterattack. And now we're going to have Forest move in and start attacking the Axe Knight, do some chip, and also hit with the pain damage and Savage Blow for more chip. And we're going to move back one space. We actually want Nils to be able to tank these guys, so we want him in place to intercept the Sword Knight, who will charge at us with Assault Troop. Again, 99 HP, sadly Stall Ploy won't stop it, so might as well just lean into it and let him rush down and attack us so that we can get more damage on him faster. And now that Nils has played for Forest, we can have him come in and finish off the Axe Knight, but that isn't actually the goal because then we don't have a good way of dealing with the Axe Fighter, so instead we're going to want Forest to reach the Axe Fighter, and for that we're going to have Camilla draw him back. This also puts Camilla in range to support Forest and Xander, so we're going to have Forest move in, finish off the Axe Fighter. There we go. Drop him down, and now Xander is free to rush up. He could attack Veyle, but he's not going to finish her off, so instead we're going to move in and have him hit the Axe Knight. Down you go. And trigger Gale Force. Gale Force on base Xander is still just really funny. I bet you never thought you'd see the day, but here he is actually putting in work. It's not just a meme or anything. He's actually legitimately using it to great effect. Take out the red flyer, and there we go. The Sword Knight rushes down Nils, attacks, does a huge chunk of damage, but we're able to counterattack with Noontime, heal up some of that, and also dropped a lot of damage on him. And now we just need to finish these guys off. So we're going to pull Forest back again. We're going to have Forest rush in and finish off the Sword Knight. And now we're going to play, chip him down some more, hit him with the Holy Pressure. Yeah, the gravity effect isn't too helpful on this map, but that extra damage is, because now Xander can rush in and finish him off. And all that's left is Veyle, but we want to be able to gang up on her, so right now she's not in a good position, so we're just going to pull back a little bit, move Xander over. That'll manipulate her into moving this way, which gives us space to have Camilla pull Nils up. Forest moves over, and then Xander's just going to hide behind the pillar. She'll move down, and now we can all reach her, but we don't even need everyone to attack here. We just need Forest to chip her down. She can't counterattack. And now Camilla can rush in and finish the job. Go get her, big sis. Bam, bam, and down she goes. There we go. And with that, we have the Gold Academy cap. So yeah, some annoying units on there, but overall not too bad. We managed to clear it with some of our older units who are using some interesting move choices, but it still managed to work. We managed to give some of our more used units a bit of a break, and I don't know, I had fun with that solution, even if the map itself was still a little bit annoying. But anyway, thanks for watching this kind of off-the-wall clear. Until next time, this is Hoodie Angel Brandon and the Angel Army, signing out.